Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
The Ukraine controversy. We are hearing from shockwaves rippling through the White House and Capitol Hill after explosive testimony from a central figure in that Ukraine controversy. Sean?
Tragic fatal fire here on Detroit's west side. An 89-year-old man does not make it out. Why? People were concerned about his space heater.
But first, breaking news from Detroit's east side, where an apartment building catches fire. That story just topped our news here at noon. Thank you for joining us. You are looking at live video from the very active scene there.
Yes, and we do have our Jason Colthorpe there on the scene with more. Jason, what are you learning?
Rhonda, the good news is no one was hurt here. Everyone able to get out. The only minor injury was to a firefighter who got a bump on the head. He was taken to be checked out, but according to the fire department, he's going to be fine. Let me walk you through exactly what happened here. Take a look at this apartment complex. Just walk right up on this. The fire trucks just rolled out of here, and you can see a lot of the tenants kind of going through right now and looking. The way it's been explained to me is the right side of this building, and Vic, if you want to shoot over here where the heavy damage is, that's where it started. But there were 3 different spots where this started today, and if that sounds suspicious, that's because it is. It started up on the top floor there, a spot in the middle, in the back of the building, and in the hallway. And that's because, according to the Housing Coalition who's here and tenants, this building hasn't been secured by the owner. And that's led people to come in and just take the vacant units and essentially move in and become squatters. And today there was an effort with police to try and remove them. And in that process, someone set these series of fires. And as we say, luckily no one was injured, but it was a bit of a harried process as people got out. Take a listen to one tenant who smelled the fire and rushed to help people get out.
Our house, it was a fire underneath and on the side of us, so we, you know what I'm saying, had to get out of there. It got dark real fast.
With the smoke? With
the smoke, yeah, couldn't breathe, and I got asthma, so I had to get my baby out of there. I ain't have enough time to even think about my dog. He was still stuck in there. I had to help the lady out.
Yeah, and you heard him mention his dog. There was a couple pet rescues here. We came up on some officers who they were the first ones on the scene, as a matter of fact. They were able to get another pet that was unattended out of here. But again, no injuries. That's the good part. The investigation's still going on. The Red Cross is here working with tenants, trying to figure out which units people are able to return to and what help they might have. But we'll have much more on this situation coming up later today on Local 4 News. On the east side today, Jason Colthorpe, Local 4.
All right, Jason, thank you. And developing right now, police are also investigating after firefighters found a body inside of a house that was on fire in southwest Detroit early this morning. You can see the flames from the scene. Nothing left of this home. The fire happened overnight on 33rd Street near I-94, and that's where we find Sean Lay this noon. And Sean, are police suspecting foul play at this point?
No, no police presence here at all. So we're talking about Detroit fire arson investigators. And take a look at this house behind me. Not much left at all. And we can focus you in exactly what investigators are focused on here. That's what's left of a space heater. There's an 89-year-old man living here using the space heater. They believe this may likely be the cause. And friends of this 89-year-old say they were always worried about him using this heater. Local 4 cameras are there early this morning on 33rd Street at Herbert. This is what Detroit firefighters found as they arrived. Fire consuming this home, and it was already collapsing as those crews arrived. Far too dangerous for firefighters to go in. This hydrant right out front, just steps away from the front door, it wasn't working. Crews had to hook up to a hydrant just down the block. Family members arriving telling firefighters that their 89-year-old loved one was inside. He did not make it out. His name, Graham White, known all over this neighborhood by his nickname.
Uncle Boo. They knew Uncle Boo. If people around here, you ask anybody, they knew Uncle Boo, and he did everything for everybody.
Right now, Detroit arson investigators are looking at this space heater as the possible cause of the fire.
A family member came to check on him last night, and he was in the same room as the space heater. That was in the front of the house. And he said the room was very warm when he was here last night.
We're back here live. This is the hydrant right in front of that house. Was not working. Fire crews reported it to the water authority. They had to hook up to the hydrant that's down here on the next street. We'll dig in to more of that hydrant issue. Was it really a big issue for firefighters when they got here, because this place was starting to collapse? We'll talk about that at 5 o'clock. Also talking to family members. Also a woman, Rhonda, who checked on this gentleman each and every day, and again, she was always concerned about his use of that space heater. We're live on the west side. Sean Lay, Local 4.
Oh, such a tragedy, Sean. Thank you.
Governor Gretchen Whitmer was on hand at Wayne State University this morning for a pretty big announcement that's aimed at high school students in Detroit. Our Rod Maloney joins us live now with what the Heart of Detroit tuition pledge is all about. Rod?
Yeah, Rod, it was an assembly here. They had the Wayne State University marching band, the governor, the mayor, principals, and the president of Wayne State University. And they brought all of the students in and gave a surprise to about half a dozen students, free tuition at Wayne State University. Now let's hear from Keith Whitley, who is the provost of the school, when he made the announcement about what was going to happen.
Now, it's for students living in Detroit, graduating from Detroit high schools, that want to come to Wayne State University. Is there anybody out there? Well, hang on to this. I got something for you. How about this? How about if your college tuition is free?
Well, as you can imagine, the students had the opportunity to have free college tuition, realized that they were getting quite the bonus there, so they were quite excited about it. This is what's called a last dollar scholarship. That means that after a student fills out the FAFSA, they can receive whatever scholarships they can earn, and then that money is then added to by the university itself. Now, it does not cover a lot of things like, for instance, books, housing, and meals, but the university says they're going to be offering other kinds of aid to assist students in that regard. The idea here is to sort of end the jobs gap that is out there and give the opportunity to attend college to a lot of students who otherwise would not have that opportunity. And so we have more about the particulars about this, how it works, who is eligible, where the money is coming from. We'll have that coming up on Local 4 News at 5 o'clock. Reporting live in Detroit, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
And Rod, what about current students or ones that just graduated high school?
Yeah, it would be Detroit City High School students. They don't have to be attending a Detroit high school. They have to be living in the city of Detroit, and in so doing, they become eligible. But it also requires filling out the FAFSA and a number of other hoops that you have to jump through.
Okay, Rod Maloney reporting live for us this afternoon. Rod, thank you.
Certainly a great opportunity to have that tuition paid for. As a dad of two.
Yeah, we're moving to Detroit.
I bet you can find a great house for sale.
There's already a sign in my yard.
That's certainly some incentive, you know?
Yeah, it is, no doubt about it. And just another great little thing about Detroit.
Absolutely.
Things are working their way up, no doubt about it. Well,
it's looking pretty out.
It is. I mean, the wind is, listen, we've had enough of you, wind, but it is sticking around a bit. It's a beautiful shot here at a beautiful city, Mount Clemens. Hope you're all doing well. Macomb County, Oakland County, Wayne, Livingston, you know the deal, everybody. We have low 50s to mid 50s out there right now. Tons of blue sky. Wind speeds are pretty consistent here, sustained between 10 and 20 or just slightly above 20. Not as gusty as yesterday, but still seeing some of these gusts of 30 plus miles an hour, and issues once again on the north and northwest shores of Lake St. Clair with some lakeside flooding going on. We're on our way to 60-ish. For the afternoon. Stays breezy, a little gusty, and really sunny. That's the good sign. We do have clouds working in later in the late afternoon, evening that could spell some showers for some later on. We'll have it coming up.
All right, Brandon, thank you. Now to a very disturbing story. 39 bodies are found inside of a semi-truck in southeast England. You are looking at video of the investigation area now, but the bodies were found in the trailer and they believed to have come from Bulgaria. Bill Neely has this report on the status of the investigation from London.
This is an absolute tragedy. A horrifying discovery and a tragic story that began early this morning when first responders were called to a truck parked in an industrial area about an hour east of London. When they opened the back of this truck, they found 39 bodies inside, 38 adults and 1 teen. No one else in there was alive. It is a large, unmarked container. Police say it was from Eastern Europe, from Bulgaria, but it entered Britain 300 miles away on the west coast, almost certainly after travelling from Ireland. The 25-year-old truck driver, a man from Northern Ireland, has been arrested on suspicion of murder. The police are still trying to identify the dead. All the evidence would suggest that these were migrants. And this summer, waves of migrants have been trying to get into Britain in small boats. People smuggling, especially from the Mideast and Afghanistan, is big business in Europe. This truck drove into Britain 5 days ago. It's not known where it's been since then or how it was discovered. Bill Neely, NBC News, London.
Bill, thank you. Breaking news from Washington, D.C. President Trump has just made a major announcement about the current crisis between Turkey and Syria, saying that the 5-day ceasefire between the countries has held and that Turkey informed him that it will continue to hold.
Early this morning, the government of Turkey informed my administration that they would be stopping combat and their offensive in Syria and making the ceasefire permanent, and it will indeed be permanent. However, you would also define the word permanent in that part of the world as somewhat questionable. We all understand that, but I do believe it will be permanent.
We will have more on the president's address during this extended full hour of Local 4 News at noon, so we will hear more on what he had to say about the tensions between those two nations coming up.
Right now, Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense Laura Cooper, a top Pentagon career official overseeing Ukraine policy, is testifying behind closed doors. This is video of her arriving on Capitol Hill earlier this morning. In the meantime, U.S. diplomat Bill Taylor is back to work today in Ukraine, just 1 day after his explosive testimony on Capitol Hill. Some House officials say Tuesday's closed-door hearing gave a big blow to President Trump's defense in the impeachment inquiry. Bill Taylor sending shockwaves through Capitol Hill, telling Congress multiple administration officials informed him that President Trump personally blocked military aid unless Ukraine agreed to announce investigations into the Bidens and the 2016 U.S. election. Sources say those inside audibly gasped and sighed, just from the top U.S. diplomat to Ukraine's opening statement.
In my 10 short months in Congress, this is my most disturbing day in Congress so far.
Taylor providing a clearer timeline of events based on copious notes he kept of his communications, saying that he shared those notes with the State Department, which is refusing to give them to congressional investigators.
He's filling in some gaps. He's sharing with us in a pretty candid way and his experience.
The 50-year career diplomat detailing a conversation with U.S. Ambassador to the European Union, Gordon Sondland, who he says told him, quote, everything was dependent on such an announcement, including security assistance, adding he said that President Trump wanted President Zelensky in a public box by making a public statement about ordering such investigations. Taylor telling Congress he disagreed with the tactic, but Sondland repeatedly tried to explain the president's intent. According to Taylor, Sondland told him when a businessman is about to sign a check to someone who owes him something, the businessman asked that person to pay up before signing the check. The next day, the diplomat raised concern in a text message exchange with Sondland, writing, I think it's crazy to withhold security assistance for help with a political campaign. After speaking with President Trump, Sondland stressed that was not the case, texting, quote, I believe you are incorrect about President Trump's intentions. The president has been crystal clear, no quid pro quos of any kind. The White House quickly attempting to discredit Taylor and the impeachment inquiry, saying, quote, this is a coordinated smear campaign from far-left lawmakers and radical unelected bureaucrats waging war on the Constitution. There was no quid pro quo. Trump's Republican allies doing the same.
I've been in there for 10 hours. I can assure you there was no quid pro quo.
But House Democrats are adamant. Taylor's testimony directly links the president to a quid pro quo.
You can't just commit a crime and say that you didn't and then expect it to go away.
And applauding him for testifying against the Trump administration's wishes.
He came forward, again, at risk of his career, at expense to himself. He had no incentive but to tell the truth, and I believe that's what he did today.
In the meantime, two men linked to President Trump's attorney, Rudy Giuliani, are scheduled to appear in federal court today. Les Parnas and Igor Fruman were both indicted on 2 counts of conspiracy, 1 count of making false statements to the FEC, and then 1 count of falsification of records. Parnas and Fruman introduced Giuliani to current and former Ukrainian officials.
Maybe a little bit too late for this. Still to come, keep your password to yourself. That is the new message from Netflix. How they are cracking down on password sharing.
Might be too late.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, everybody does it. Plus, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg testifying in Congress today. We'll tell you why he's in the hot seat. But we do want to recap the breaking news that we're following for you from Detroit's east side this morning. An apartment fire breaks out and forces residents to evacuate. Thankfully, no one was hurt in that fire, but we're told it started when police came to remove people that were staying there, squatters, from vacant units at the building. We are going to continue to follow this story for you with updates here and online at clickondetroit.com. We're back in a minute.